As we open the episode, MM is watching old footage of Soldier Boy covering Rapture by Blondie. His rage grows as he has flashbacks to his father and his family. After being puked on, Huey immediately deduces that Butcher took V. Butcher tells him that it's only temporary and he used the only dose he had. He also admits to killing Gunpowder. Homelander appears on Cameron Coleman, where he continues to complain about his treatment and evokes ideas of grand conspiracies. Stan Edgar drops by Victoria Newman's house on a whim, and he asks her to give Homelander a slap on the wrist because he requires discipline like a child. Victoria worries about Zoe, but Stan assures her that they will be fine. Butcher and Frenchie visit little Nina, and Butcher pays off Cherie's debt plus an extra $100,000. Butcher knows that Nina has leverage over people in the Kremlin, but Nina wants Cherie in return for doing them a favor. Butcher suggests that there must be another way. Starlight shows Huey the studio cut of the #Homelight moment. They begin to discuss their plan when Homelander shows up at their house. He apparently has a key. He assures Huey that the relationship is just a publicity stunt, although that's how he and Maeve started out. Homelander continues to bully Huey by signing his cast and asking him if Starlight is a good fuck. Starlight seems to calm down the situation by threatening Homelander's growing popularity by leaving him. On the set of A-Train's new commercial, he asks OG Ashley to track down Blue Hawk. Ashley appears to mock A-Train by snidely discussing her support for Black Lives Matter. A-Train then films his commercial for A-Train's Turbo Rush energy drink. Huey uses his broken arm as an excuse for Victoria, and the boys head to Russia, courtesy of little Nina. We finally get to see Maeve, who is sober and training hard, despite rumors to the contrary. She tells Starlight that she's the one who gave Butcher the info on BLC Red, and she's hoping to buy him enough time to use it on Homelander. In Russia, Butcher reveals the price that must be paid to Nina. They have to kill a certain Russian oligarch. Butcher tasks Kimiko with the job, and she tells him that she's not a gun. Butcher replies that's exactly what she is. Starlight once again pulls Supersonic aside and cranks the tunes to talk to him privately. She tells him about her and Maeve possibly making a move against Homelander and asks for his help. He immediately volunteers and jokes about Annie being the only girl he ever loved. During a full-on meeting of the Seven, A-Train asks for action regarding Blue Hawk, and he appeals to Homelander by suggesting it will improve his numbers amongst minorities. Directed by his wife Cassandra, the Deep counters by telling Homelander that such a move would hurt him with his base, and Homelander sides with Deep. A-Train and the Deep have a confrontation in the hallway after the meeting, where Homelander belittles and bullies both of them. After witnessing this, Supersonic offers A-Train a chance to do something about it. OG Ashley informs Homelander that Victoria Newman is going to have a press conference about him. Homelander notes that she's just finding this out now, and he seems to have an idea of who's behind this. Kimiko dresses up as a party girl and goes to the party being held at the Russian oligarch's house. She kills him with one of his superhero sex toys, and the other girls are terrified of her. One of them even shoots her in the head. Kimiko tries to explain that she's like them, but to no avail. At the press conference, Victoria Newman surprisingly declares that Homelander is a whistleblower, and Stan Edgar is the one who has broken the law. This greatly pleases Homelander. Now, Vought can focus on being a superhero company. Stan asks Victoria why, and she says that he was never really looking out for her, and she has to take care of Zoe. During a conversation between OG Ashley and Cameron Coleman, we found out that his show is entirely scripted by Vought, and that he's a big fan of Homelander's Star Spangled Banner. Kimiko vents to Frenchie about her experience with the other girls and Butcher's treatment of her. Between that and Butcher working with Nina, Frenchie is also unhappy. They decide to leave the boys and go to Marseille after this one last job is finished. Victoria is home when Homelander unexpectedly drops in. He gives her some files and a dose of Compound V. Homelander tells her that she was smart to side with her own kind. Huey walks in on Butcher taking another dose of V, and Huey asks for some. After being deceived by Victoria and bullied by Homelander, he feels helpless. Butcher declines, saying that Huey is too good for this. At 7 Tower, Homelander finally has a direct conversation with Stan Edgar. Homelander is gloating about Stan's leave of absence, but Stan doesn't seem to be concerned at all. He's not even mad at Victoria. She's just doing what he taught her to do. He also tells Homelander to be careful what he wishes for. Sure, the company is his now, but there's also no one left to cover for him. After a brief explanation, Victoria gives her daughter Zoe the shot of Compound V that she got from Homelander. We don't know exactly what it did, but we hear the sounds of bones cracking, and Zoe cries in pain. After getting the intel from Lil Nina, the boys raid a secret lab in Russia. They have an encounter with a super-powered hamster named Jamie, which sets off alarms, and the boys are soon cornered and out of ammo. With a nod of approval from Huey, Butcher uses his powers and mows through most of the opposition. However, one soldier sneaks up on MM. Good thing for him, Huey stole the V from Butcher and dosed himself. He teleports right out of his clothes and kills the soldier by punching through his body with his previously broken arm. After a brief conversation about the V, Huey puts his clothes back on, and Butcher opens a large, sealed cylinder. But instead of finding a weapon, they find a still-alive Soldier Boy. He seems disoriented, and he frees himself, but he also seems to be building up power. He lets out a big burst of power, which knocks Kimiko right through a wall. She's gravely injured, and her healing powers don't seem to be working. The boys escape in a van. Huey is marveling at his healing arm, while Butcher is trying to figure out just what the hell happened with Soldier Boy. Meanwhile, in the back of the van, MM and Frenchie are trying to save Kimiko's life. MM tells Butcher that he can no longer hold the team together. After a public appearance, Homelander flies Starlight to see the view of a lifetime. They land on a rooftop where they find Supersonic's mutilated corpse. A-Train betrayed them in order to get back in Homelander's good graces. Homelander tells Starlight that there will be no more plans, no more anything. If she's anything other than a perfect girlfriend, Huey will end up just like Supersonic.